What's up, football fam? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and tap the bell so you never miss out on wild stories from the NFL universe. Today, we're diving into the most jaw-dropping draft day slides in NFL history, the kind that had fans, teams, and players alike staring at their screens like, "Wait, what just happened?" We're talking about players who were once projected top 5, maybe even number 1 overall, but for some reason, they plummeted down the board like a rock in a lake. Some of them bounced back and became legends. Others? Not so lucky. And hey, while you're watching, let me know in the comments, which draft slide shocked you the most? Or maybe one that should have been a slide in hindsight? Alright, let's kick things off with a slide that might be the most infamous of all time. Number 5, Aaron Rodgers, 2005 NFL Draft. Projected, number 1 overall, drafted, number 24 by the Green Bay Packers. Segment length 6 minutes. Let's set the stage. It's 2005. Two QBs are battling for the top spot, Alex Smith from Utah, a clean-cut, system-friendly quarterback, and Aaron Rodgers from Cal, a fiery competitor with a chip on his shoulder and a laser for an arm. Leading up to the draft, everyone assumed Rodgers would go number 1. Even Rodgers himself thought he was heading to his hometown San Francisco 49ers. I think we all know how that turned out. The Niners took Smith. And then, the slide began. Team after team passed on Rodgers. The Dolphins, who desperately needed a QB? Nope. The Buccaneers? Nah. The Browns? You already know the answer there. Rodgers sat in the green room, live on TV, with cameras zoomed in on his face. You could feel the awkwardness, the tension, the resentment building. Fun fact, the camera stayed on him so long that ESPN producers later admitted they felt guilty for essentially filming his humiliation. Imagine thinking you're going top 3 and falling all the way to 24, in a room full of strangers, cameras, and disappointment. He finally gets picked by the Packers, who already had Brett Favre. Talk about being thrown into the fire. And the rest? History. Aaron Rodgers used that draft slide as pure fuel, eventually becoming a 4-time MVP, Super Bowl champ, and one of the most skilled QBs to ever play. Do you think Rodgers would have had the same legendary career if he went number 1 to San Fran? Or did falling to Green Bay actually help him? Drop your theories in the comments! Number 4, Laremy Tunsil, 2016 NFL Draft. Projected top 5, drafted number 13 by the Miami Dolphins. Segment length, 6.5 minutes. Now this one felt like a movie, except it all unfolded in real time, in front of millions. Right before the 2016 NFL Draft, and I mean minutes before the clock started ticking, someone hacked Laremy Tunsil's Twitter and posted a video of him, smoking through a gas mask bomb. Yeah. You heard that right. A gas mask. With smoke. And Tunsil. On draft night. Talk about sabotage. Tunsil was one of the top-ranked offensive tackles, expected to go top 3 at worst. But as that video went viral, panic spread among NFL front offices. Teams started removing him from their boards on the spot. PR teams were scrambling. Background context. Tunsil had already dealt with NCAA controversy over alleged benefits, and this bombshell raised immediate character concerns, a phrase that NFL GMs love to toss around, sometimes without context. He eventually went 13th to the Dolphins, still a first-round pick, but a multi-million-dollar drop in earnings and public image damage overnight. Follow-up. Today, Tunsil is one of the highest-paid offensive linemen in the NFL. He bounced back hard. He even leaned into the meme, tweeting a photo of the infamous gas mask after signing his massive contract extension. Now that's a redemption arc. If that video had leaked 24 hours earlier, would it have changed anything? Or do teams need to grow up and stop pretending they care about optics that much? Number 3, Brady Quinn, 2007 NFL Draft. Projected, top 10. Drafted, number 22 by the Cleveland Browns. Segment length, 5.5 minutes. You know the meme, the clean-cut quarterback in a suit, waiting, and waiting, and waiting. That was Brady Quinn in 2007. The Notre Dame Golden Boy. Big arm. High IQ. He had all the hype and even did a pre-draft ESPN special that made him look like the next face of the league. The Dolphins needed a QB at number 9. Passed. The Bills? Nope. Teams kept choosing linemen, corners, and even a punter was rumored to be on boards before Quinn. He just sat there, visibly fuming. Hands clenched. Eyes darting. ESPN kept cutting back to his table like it was a reality show. Finally, the Browns, yes, the team that passed him up at number 3 to take OT Joe Thomas, traded back into the first round to take him at number 22. Ironic twist. Joe Thomas turned into a Hall of Famer. Quinn, not so much. He lasted just a few years in the league, bouncing around as a backup before retiring and heading to the broadcast booth. Sometimes the slide predicts the career. And sometimes it is the career. Quick sidebar. What if Miami had taken Quinn at number 9? Would that have changed the fate of that franchise? Or was he always doomed to struggle at the pro level? Let me know your alternate history below. Number 2, Johnny Manziel, 2014 NFL Draft. Projected, top 5 to 10. Drafted, number 22 by the Cleveland Browns. Segment length, 5.5 minutes. Johnny Football. The hype was unreal. He was electric at Texas A&M. He beat Bama. He had Drake in his corner. He defined swagger in college football. But behind the scenes, red flags were flying. Teams reportedly questioned his commitment, his partying habits, and whether he had the discipline to lead an NFL locker room. But his upside was addictive. He was fun, fast, flashy, the kind of player you could sell to your fans overnight. And of course, the Browns did what the Browns do. They took him at number 22, and the rest is a cautionary tale. Johnny lasted just 2 seasons. Between rehab stints, fines, off-field issues, and inconsistent play, he never lived up to even a fraction of the hype. Behind the scenes, former Browns execs later admitted that the owner overruled the scouts to pick Manziel after getting a text from a friend. No joke. Discussion prompt. Do you think Johnny would have succeeded if he went to a stable franchise like the Patriots or Seahawks instead? Also, if nil deals had existed during his college years, would he have stayed longer and matured more before jumping to the NFL? Number 1, Dan Marino, 1983 NFL Draft. Projected top 3, drafted, number 27 by the Miami Dolphins. Segment length 6 minutes. You didn't think we'd do a draft slide list without the original draft day shocker, did you? Dan Marino. The last of the legendary 1983 QB class, with names like John Elway, Jim Kelly, and more. Marino was a Heisman finalist, a record-setter at Pitt, and most scouts had him locked in as a top 5 pick. But then, rumors of drug use started to swirl. Nothing confirmed. Just whispers, enough to spook multiple teams. And back in 1983, whispers were all it took. Teams started backing off. Meanwhile, 6 other QBs were taken before him. 6. The Dolphins, picking 27th, basically sprinted to the podium when Marino was still available. And that one decision changed the next 2 decades for the franchise. Quick numbers. Marino made 9 Pro Bowls. MVP in '84. Still holds multiple records. Regarded as the best QB never to win a Super Bowl. Imagine letting a Hall of Famer fall to the bottom of the first round because of unsubstantiated rumors. Speculation prompt. What would Marino's career look like if he went to the Raiders or the Jets, 2 teams that passed on him? Could he have lifted them to dynasty status? And there you have it, 5 of the most jaw-dropping, reputation-defining, career-shaping slides in NFL draft history. Whether it was character concerns, last-minute leaks, media spin, or just plain bad luck, these stories prove that draft night isn't just about talent, it's about timing, perception, and sometimes straight-up chaos. Lightning round. Should wildest be on this list someday? What about Michael Penix Jr. in 2024? And which current college star do you think could be the next draft day surprise? Drop your predictions and hot takes below. I read every comment. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. And hey, if you want a part 2 with more wild DRA,